Today we're making 2 super easy keto-friendly desserts in your air fryer, in our air fryer. In a lot of cases, you're the only person doing keto low carb in your household. So having a single serving dessert recipe is really gonna come in handy. It also helps with portion control because you know that you're not gonna be able to eat more because then you'd have to get up and cook more. And so that will definitely stop me from eating more in that case. Also, we're trying to use like readily available ingredients, most of which you probably have if you've been following keto or low carb for a while. The first recipe is going to be a cookie that we're gonna be able to cook in our air fryer. And actually, maybe a year and a half ago, Sarah and I actually tried a recipe that kind of resembled this, and we thought it was okay, and the cookies kind of fell apart. We really wanted to give this idea a chance again, so we're excited to try it today because we think that with the addition of these ingredients and cooking it in the air fryer, it's gonna give us a different texture because the other one we tried was super crumbly and dry. But before we get into it, we're gonna talk about the sponsor of this video, Element. Element is a delicious electrolyte drink mix with everything that you need and nothing that you don't. That means lots of salt and no sugar. Element contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. Sarah and I drink Element every single day, whether it's in water or mixed in with our coffee. And Element's new release is perfect for that. This is called Chocolate Medley. It comes with 3 flavors: chocolate chai, chocolate mint, and chocolate raspberry. Sarah and I typically pour about 1/3 of a packet into our coffee and a little bit of heavy whipping cream. It is delicious for the colder months. We drink Element every day because we love the way it tastes and it helps us on our ketogenic lifestyles. That's because when you go into ketosis, you shed a lot of water, and inside that water are your electrolytes. This can leave you feeling tired, having muscle cramps, and nausea, also known as the keto flu. Element replenishes your electrolytes so that you feel better. Right now, Element is offering our community a free sample pack. It looks like this, so you can try all the flavors. That's 8 single serving packets free with any order from Element. This way you can buy the chocolate medley and try the rest of the flavors. In order to get this deal, you must go to drinklmnt.com/ketotwins. So Sarah and I really don't cook with our air fryer often. We've been through a couple air fryers so far. 2 of the air fryers that we had like a basket, but a couple months ago, Sarah and I came across an air fryer that has like a dehydrator. It has a door in the front. We can link it below. We really like it so far. I'm sure that you're gonna be able to cook these recipes in either one. So both of the recipes that we're gonna be trying today are coming from the same website. It's called itstartswithagoodfood.com. We're gonna be leaving a link to these recipes in the description below. Please go and support the original creator of the recipe. We're just gonna be trying it today. Also, we are kind of like substituting like some of the ingredients that we have on hand with what is in the recipe just because that's what we have on hand. She uses a flavored chocolate chip and we don't have that, so we're gonna be using white chocolate chips and stuff like that. But I think that the base recipe is going to be able to be transformed into whatever you want, and that's like what we're focusing on in this video. So for this recipe, you're going to need smooth peanut butter with no sugar added. We're using white chocolate chips. We've been really enjoying the Choc Zero chips and the Choc Zero products recently in our channel. We have like a coupon code and everything if you want to check out the description. And so we're gonna be using the white chocolate chips from Choc Zero for this recipe. 1 egg yolk. You're gonna need some kind of sweetener. I'm pretty sure that you can use allulose. We are actually using brown sugar swerve because we think it's gonna give it a nice molassesy type of flavor. It should work the same. Baking powder and vanilla. So this actually makes either 1 very large cookie or 2 smaller cookies. Since there's 2 of us, we're gonna split it into 2 smaller cookies. Also, the ramekins that we have, they're pretty small. So I think that 2 cookies will fit in here nicely, but you could always eat this all by yourself. What I like about this recipe is super simple. We're just gonna be adding all of the ingredients into a bowl and mixing it all together. And then you're gonna want to oil your ramekins. So we're gonna be using avocado oil, hopefully, because we have this avocado oil spray, but it sounds empty to me, Sarah. Oops. So if that doesn't work, we're going to just use butter to kind of grease the bottom of our ramekins. We're gonna put half in one of the ramekins and half in the other. Simple enough. She did say that you could freeze this. Make little dough balls and then freeze them and then just kind of pop them out and press them to the bottom of your ramekin and cook one when you want one. Meal prep. It says to preheat for 3 minutes. What do you think of this machine so far? It's quite high tech. We're still trying to figure it out. We're hoping to maybe do some dehydrating at some point, so that's why we bought it. All these different features on here. Bagel, broil, pizza, reheat, keep warm. It comes with these trays. I wish I had more room to keep it up here
all the time, but for now we have to store it away. I mean, I've seen people actually have microwaves that are air fryers, which seems like a really convenient solution. If anybody has one of those, is it worth it? Because I think my microwave is on the fritz anyway. That would be a cool upgrade to have.
I was wrong. It says to preheat it to 300 degrees. I put it at 350, so now I've adjusted it. It says to cook them for about 6 minutes. If it's like the smaller cookie, like we're making 2, 6 minutes at 300. And if it's a bigger cookie, you're gonna wanna cook it for 10 minutes. But maybe it's air fry. Maybe we should put it in the air fry setting. Do I cook it under the air fry setting, or do I cook it under the bake setting in the air fryer?
Maybe it's an air fryer. Maybe it's the same thing. It's not like a different technology, is it? I think just bake it. If it's supposed to be at 300, just bake it. Okay, well, we'll check back in 6 minutes. How's it looking?
The same, which is what I expected.
We're gonna try this again at the actual air fry temperature.
It barely was warm to the touch.
So we're gonna try it again on the air fryer.
6 minutes.
6 minutes, and we'll check back in.
So it's looking a little suspect right now. Hopefully it turns out okay. Our cookies are cooking in the air fryer. It's not even making any noise.
Is it supposed to make a noise?
Hello? We're falling apart here. You guys didn't know this, but yesterday we made a video and it didn't work out. We had to scrap it.
Some of you guys asked that, whether or not.
Yeah, some of you guys have asked, have we ever like given up on a video? Because some of the time it just turns out terribly, but it ends up tasting okay. Like it may not look the prettiest, like when we made supposed keto-friendly Twix or Snickers, but we ate it and it tasted okay. It just wasn't aesthetically pleasing. But if it doesn't taste okay and it doesn't look okay, then what do we have? Nothing. Next up, we are making another recipe from this creator. It's a air fryer keto-friendly brownie. The ingredients are pretty straightforward for this recipe, and you're just gonna combine it. You're also gonna be cooking it in a ramekin.
What are you gonna need?
A bowl. I'm starting to get an attitude.
I know, I'm like, don't you dare have an attitude, mate.
For this recipe, you will need melted butter, almond flour. We are using confectioner's swerve, which is powdered swerve for this recipe, because that's all we have. Cocoa powder, baking powder, a pinch of salt, 1 egg white, chocolate chips. We are going to be using the baking milk chocolate chips by Chalk Zero, and a little splash of vanilla.
Puppy break. Puppy. Thoughts? We just checked on it.
It doesn't seem at all done, so I want to cook it for 2 minutes. I'm going completely off the deep end right now. 3 minutes at 400 and see what happens, because it's just not, here I'll show you guys. It's not, to me, it literally looks almost the same as when we put it in. I'm not seeing cookie, I'm seeing nothing. So
yeah, let's cook it for longer then.
3 minutes at 400. Back to our brownies. In the bowl, we're gonna add all the ingredients. Butter, almond flour, sweetener, cocoa powder, baking powder. Something has to turn out right today. Pinch of salt, egg, chocolate. Look like a brownie. Look like a brownie. Please. Does it look like a brownie?
Yes.
Okay. Oil your ramekin.
We're just making one brownie to share with each other, or?
Yep.
That's a big brownie.
So we've cooked it probably triple. Oh, it is browning, and it does look like it
I like that.
rose
Maybe
a
we should
bit.
keep going more.
Keep going more. No, I think, really? We're eating it. I don't even care at this point. We have to try it. So I'm gonna put these to set on the countertop to cool completely, because a lot of times these peanut butter cookies, they just don't have like the structural integrity that you would find if a cookie had like wheat in it. So make sure to let it cool completely. And we're gonna stick in our brownie now. So we have to have a discussion, because there's supposedly 2 different ways to cook this. You're gonna cook it for 6 to 7 minutes if you like a gooey center. If you like to be crispy, you're gonna cook it for 10 minutes. So which one do we want?
Oh, I don't know.
Gooey.
Fine. I agree.
She says to cook it for 6 minutes at 325. I just don't feel like it's high enough. How about 7 minutes? 7 minutes at 400. We're going off the recipe. Please cook. Please look like a brownie.
Ooh, this one puffed.
I'm so happy right now, you don't understand. We're gonna plate these up and go downstairs and try them. So here is the cookie that we made. It looks solid, which I'm really excited about. Can't really see the white chocolate chips in there, so hopefully they are in there.
Where would they have
I
gone?
don't know. It looks better than the other cookie that we made that kind of fell apart, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we did cook this for about twice as long as you were supposed to. I don't know. I think that we messed up somehow.
User error.
Yeah. So in reality, we cooked it for 12 minutes at 300 and then cooked it for 6 minutes at 400.
Mm-hmm.
And
I like it.
it's good.
Mm-hmm. I really like the crispy bits on the outside. I would say you could probably been cook it longer.
Really?
Why not? To get that crunchy outside.
If you would have cooked this and made this into one cookie, you would have had to cook it way longer.
Yeah.
Because it just would not have formed, I don't think. But this is really, really good. I like peanut butter cookies, so I'm a big fan of this.
Mm-hmm. Not overly sweet. I like the white chocolate chips.
I would make this again.
Same.
All right. Next.
I was liking that one.
So, yeah, I know. You can eat it later. Some of you guys might be like, oh my gosh, you guys are eating carb smart ice cream. You know what? In a pinch, it's what we got.
There wasn't really anything available.
I mean, this is decent ice cream. It's 4 net carbs per 2/3 cup. We're going to be using like a tablespoon. Just gonna...
I wanted it to look like the restaurant dollop. That doesn't look like it.
You know what? I'm just doing what I can in this life.
Ooh, it's gooey on the inside. That's what we wanted.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we did kick up the heat a little bit. Maybe
Yeah.
our air fryer it runs a little colder than others.
Air fryer brownie. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Very sweet. So it's really, really good. It's gooey on the inside. It's pretty sweet. I will give it that much.
Are you a gooey versus
Crispy?
crispy person?
I'm gooey.
Oh, I like the edges.
You told me to cook it gooey.
I just thought that would be a better look for it.
I really like it. It's really good, simple. We don't eat this kind of stuff every day. We eat it a couple times a week. Some of the other stuff that we have that has like, you know, a lot of high total carbs, but a lot of net carbs. We eat that stuff like 3 times a week.
That's a treat to us.
Right. And so when we eat really like lavishly in our minds, like kind of like really trying to duplicate what we used to eat like before keto, that's not like every day.
Right.
Most of the time, it's like, you should have seen what I had yesterday. It was like green beans and a little filet mignon from Butcher Box. That's how we eat a lot of the time. But we just kind of want to show you guys like balance because this is a real treat. But if you were to eat stuff like this every day, all day, it's too much. So, you know, we've been living this way for so long now. It's coming on
5 years.
Oh my gosh, it's been 5 years.
Time flies. It doesn't seem to fly in the beginning. At the beginning of
No.
keto, it feels very slow. But
Right.
with these little treats every once in a while, time begins to fly again. And then you're like, where did it all go?
Right.
You know?
So if you guys see any other keto air fryer recipes that you want us to try, whether it's dessert or just like appetizers
Yeah.
or meals, let us know because we're trying to like get more comfortable using our new air fryer. And if you have any recommendations, we would love to hear it in the comment section below. And if you guys want to see the other video where we made something similar to this, the peanut butter video, it was really funny. That was one of like my favorite videos that I ever edited. It's really funny. If you want to see that video, you can click right here and we will see you over there. Anyway, I'm Emily.
I'm Sarah.
And we are the Keto Twins signing out. I never liked the Backstreet Boys. I don't know where you're getting this from. I couldn't even tell you their names. Well, fine. Nick, AJ, Brian, Kevin.
Yeah, you got it. Because you were a fan.
I was not a fan of the Backstreet Boys.